Hello, and welcome to the Living Scary Podcast.
The podcast where we talk about real-to-real horror so you can live vicariously through us.
I'm an incongruous ending credits song, Logan, and I like to watch and talk about horror movies.
And I'm another long, tall Sally McCall, and I like to talk about true crime and murder.
Hell yeah, we did it right the first time. Also, we're together in real life.
It's not like that SpongeBob, but this grill is not at home.
This is not the stove I know. It's not the right key. You started in the wrong key, but that's okay.
Okay, I don't have perfect pitch.
I don't have perfect pitch either.
You just have relative pitch.
No, I don't. I'm just really good.
You said that. Just good.
I'm just good.
Just I can sing whatever.
What? I thought you do it good, like an actor.
Like an actor. But Logan's visiting, so we are together, finally. Not having technical difficulties like last time.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
That was really rough for me. Also, it's a movie review episode.
Yeah, so this one might be a little shorter.
Also, spoilers.
Yes, because this is a movie that recently came out.
Smile.
Of 2022 fame.
And it's got a cast.
You navigated away from the cast.
Did so bad. Also, do you want to tell the audience what's up with you? You know?
Yeah, I'll do that while you're doing this. Oh, look, your pill.
And 7 o'clock.
I'm doing good. Living life.
Living it.
Loving.
Living it up.
Living it up.
I'm also
How about you?
living it up.
Do you feel bonita?
What's going on with me? Anything? What happens? What's going on? I don't think anything fun. It's not very warm outside.
But it's warm enough where I could like take a jaunt with a dog.
I don't like it. That's not what I want, you know? We had a week.
No, you want it to be midnight. You want it to be like early evening so you can go on a run with your headphones on so a killer can fucking come and absolutely fucking kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm broadcasting it out on this.
You fucking
psycho. I like running in the summertime though because the sun goes down later. So if the sun is still up when I'm running, the closer to fall, the darker it is for me. And that's dangerous.
That's true.
But then I run a little faster. Someone might be behind me.
Which means that you run at a brisk walking pace.
Very slow. I told someone at work that I run, and she's like, oh, really? Like, how often? I'm like, oh, like every day. And she's like, do you run like marathons? And I was like, I run 2 miles and then I'm done.
I go to the gym. I'm on the stair climber for about 30 minutes. And then I do like 3 weight exercises, whether it's upper body or lower body. And then I'm out. I don't even do any stretching. I know that's probably not great. But
I know you're supposed to cool down or whatever, but fuck you.
I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't want to be, I'm not, I actually don't mind the gym. I've gotten to the point where I don't mind the gym. I don't mind exercising. But I'm not like, I need to be here for hours on end. Like those people,
all my time.
I don't understand those people. And it's like, at the same time, hey, you look great. So
kudos.
Yeah, but I get in just enough to do like my little stair climbers and call it a day.
And that is it. I can't do the stair climber. I'm winded.
I do like the stair climber. Although I do it on like, I just recently graduated to level 2.
You graduated?
What I meant is like I did level 1 for a long time to the point where I felt like level 1 was getting a little easy. So I went to level 2 and I was like, I'm gonna die. But at the same time, I kept telling myself, I'm like, you're gonna die, but this is you improving. That's how the gym works. Don't give up.
That is how it goes, but god damn it. Why is it so hard though?
Indeed. Why is it so hard?
Also, fun update.
Yes, special thing.
We have another podcast that we'd like to do a promo shout out.
Someone else's podcast.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't have 2 podcasts. I do shitty putting these episodes up. So, I mean...
Yes, we want to give a special shout out to another one of our podcasts, a podcast by the name of Bandcamp, which I really like that fucking name. That's a great name.
I do like that.
So this week on Living Scary, we're excited to feature a really funny podcast, perfect for anyone who hates censorship, and I fucking hate that shit. As an English major, I think people should be able to read whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. That's why we swear so much.
Exactly.
In the podcast.
So it's called Bandcamp. It's hosted by the hilarious duo of Jennifer and Dan. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and they try to figure out why they were banned in the first place. And you know what? The reason is more often than not, nobody fucking knows.
No one knows. Someone was like, hey, wait a minute.
Puritanical viewpoints, that's why.
This season, they're reading Harper Lee's classic, To Kill a Mockingbird, which I actually really love that book.
I do like that book.
One chapter at a time, and they read it out loud. Obviously, it's a podcast.
So I definitely think like it's a great podcast for people. It's like people who like audiobooks. It's a great podcast for people who enjoy audiobooks, but also want commentary on what they just read.
And like a little fun, like, you know how people kind of like the banter?
Oh, the banter, yes. Jennifer and Dan have great banter. Much like us. No, we don't.
Good, smooth.
Smooth like silk, Logan. Why don't you take another sip? So if you think that banning books is a slippery slope towards a not so great future, then Bandcamp is definitely the podcast for you. Whether you're like Jennifer and curious to read the book for the first time, or like Dan and just a little too lazy to read it yourself. Or like Dan, or like Logan. I was an English major. I read my books. They told me to read Virginia Woolf, and I didn't. Then you'll love Bandcamp. It's a funny show and a great concept for a podcast.
So don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind podcast. Look for Bandcamp. That's band with 2 N's on your favorite podcast player and subscribe today. Let's get banned together.
Yes! Let's get banned!
Let's get back to the movie.
Oh, Pat's gonna hate us. Like,
sorry,
we're blowing the fucking thing out.
You max that mic. Okay.
All I have to do is speak a little louder than normal.
I'm talking normal. Did I get
it's how you clicked on the wrong browser, McCall.
I can do this.
It's right there.
I'm so bad at computers. Okay.
I so bad.
I so bad.
I'm so pale.
I'm so pale.
We're live this week on.
I love that. Okay, sorry. You do the thing that you do.
So we're talking about the movie Smile. We're talking about it together. We're doing a movie review here.
Yes.
This came out in 2022, so just last year. It's a cool hour and 55, which I actually felt like went by really.
I didn't think it felt long.
Yeah, I did not feel like it was a good pacing throughout. It was directed and written by Parker Finn. Some of the stars here are I want to say Soze Bacon. I think it's Susie, possibly.
What?
But, well, it is.
I was going to say saucy.
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 Saucier. I think it's Soze Bacon. And she is the daughter of Kevin Bacon and.
No fucking way.
Yes, Kevin Bacon. And oh shit, what was the actress's name? I can't remember off the top
Kevin
of my head.
Bacon and Mrs. Kevin Bacon.
No, but I can't I'm so sorry. I cannot remember off the top of my head.
It's also got Jesse T. Usher in there, who is in The Boys.
Okay, good.
He's
Thank God you knew, because I was like, I literally know nobody else.
I like him. There's Kyle Gallner. Okay, thank you. Yes. That one wasn't even hard.
Yes, Helen. Yes.
He's Joel. Robin. Whoop. You
Weigert.
Do it. Why don't you take over?
Robin Weigert, playing Dr. Madeline Northcott. I feel like she looked familiar when I watched this movie. I can't place her, and I don't want to click on it right now because I'm afraid of losing our place.
She looks like a person
yes.
that I know, but I don't think it's her.
I definitely recognize her. I also recognize Cal Penn.
Yeah, Cal Penn.
Yeah. Who is he?
He's the 2 guys that do drugs.
Oh my God.
What's it called? Is
he? No.
Call Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, Harold and Kumar. He was in that? Oh my God.
He's Harold. Him? Just kidding. He's Kumar.
He worked in the White House, too.
Who's what?
He also worked in the White House.
Oh, he worked in the White House. Work.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. He was part of Obama's, I believe, press department at some point.
What the fuck?
Don't quote me on that one. Communications or press. So.
Cal Penn.
So if you heard Charlie, it was he worked at the White House for either press or some other thing, and don't quote him on it.
But he said that.
But he did.
And Caitlin Stassi, who I thought did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought she did really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do we have to tell? Do we have to say everybody's names?
I don't say everybody. I usually say that just the top billed people.
How do you know when it stops?
It's usually like the top 6.
All right.
It usually stops once you stop recognizing people's names.
I don't know none of these bitches.
Yeah, I love you, and I'm sure you all did great. This was a fun movie to watch. I don't know any of you. I'm so sorry.
I know A-Train and I know Kumar. That's it.
You know who?
A-Train is from The Boys.
Okay.
But let's dive in.
So I really enjoyed a lot of the cinematography for this movie. It starts out. I understand a lot of the criticism about it. Where not like there's actually not too much criticism.
Okay,
People generally like this movie, but one of the main criticisms is that it follows a lot of the similar kind of threads as like It Follows.
Oh yeah, it's
very
like
It
that.
Follows. There was another one too. No, like, he did say that some of his inspirations. Parker Finn said a lot of his things were like his inspirations were like Rosemary's Baby.
That's the devil baby.
Yeah, so like, but his like, it's the idea of this being like a prolonged nightmare.
Okay, well, he had that down.
Yes, he had that absolutely down. Stella's
freaking out in the background.
She's playing with a bone.
That's okay. Let her have fun.
So if you hear her shaking around, that's her. I apologize for
She's
my
good.
crazy dog.
I love her. But yeah, so it starts.
Yes.
It starts with a flashback, right? Where her mom's in bed, and then she's dead.
I'm gonna be fully disclosure here.
Oh yeah.
I was having a good time.
He was inebriated.
I was inebriated, but in a good way. It wasn't but like I definitely am like I can't remember if it started with a flashback.
Okay, well,
because I remember it starting with like an upward shot of the whole hospital.
All right, well, I remember. It's a flashback. It starts with you see like this nasty old mattress with like a barf stain on it.
Oh, it does. It fully does start with her.
I have a beautiful memory. I'm like
a beautiful mind.
I was gonna say like a beautiful mind. I'm like, wait, no, he had schizophrenia. And then you like zoom out and you can see like a dead lady on the bed, and you're like, oh, that's a bummer.
With like some vom.
And then you like keep zooming out, and then her daughter's like standing in the doorway. Like she walked in on this, and then you're like, aw. And then, whoop, now we're back to present day, and Dr. Rose Cotter is super fucked up.
Yeah, she works as a psych. It was never actually.
She's a therapist.
She's a therapist. I'm not sure. She's a graduate student, right? I'm trying to remember.
She's a doctor. They say doctor.
They say doctor. So
she has her doctorate.
She at least has her doctorate. We don't know exactly what she is, but she's working in like an intensive care unit.
Yes.
For like for mental health.
Yeah. And she like only works. It looks like she lives at her office and she has no life.
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
So she's kind of a bummer, but like they introduce some guy who's like, you know, obviously going through some shit. She helps him out. That's a whole thing. Oh, hi. Stella's back.
Stella wants attention.
So she is just kind of doing her day. She's already been there like all night, basically.
Uh-huh.
And then she's gonna leave.
This was like, girl, just go.
Just go home, bitch. But she's been there for like all night, overnight. And then I think her boss is like, go the fuck home. She takes her jacket. She's out the door and her phone rings, and it rings a couple times. And then she comes back in and she answers it. And you're like, no.
Because like the doctor was even like, did you even change?
No.
Like, do you like that's like at that point that's just not hygienic.
No,
like
she looks great.
And you work in a hospital. Yeah.
Being up all night and working 20 hours.
She looks like great with full fresh face of makeup.
Yeah, she doesn't look greasy and sad like I do after 2 hours.
Oh my god, the way that I think like in the morning. So if I take a shower at night, I like wake up in the morning like I think I'm okay. I can just brush my hair, maybe put some product in, and I should be good to go. And within like 2 hours, I like get to work and I'm like, and that's grease.
And that's a lot of grease.
That's like, good God, I could fry an egg, babes.
I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she like goes into this room, and this girl is in the corner. Like she's
Laura
flipping her lid.
Yep, she's not having a good time.
And, you know, Rose is trying to do her job. Like, hey, come sit with me. Like, let's talk about it. It's obvious that Laura has been through a traumatic event. She saw her professor.
Yep, her art history professor.
He killed himself, but he like...
In front of her
with a hammer, which is a hard way to do it.
It's unique, and she has the zoomies
She's
now.
got the zoomies. She's like, what are you talking about?
Why don't you stay right there, baby?
Why don't you just chill out?
Why don't you take your collar off? How about that? Maybe that'll help.
So...
Keep talking.
Rose is like, hey, let's talk about that. Maybe let's talk about it and, you know, calm down. And Laura's like, there's a thing following me and nobody believes me, and I'm gonna die. And Rose is like, well, nothing's following you, and you're crazy. Just kidding. Doctors aren't supposed to say that. But she just like screams and then goes limp and then starts smiling.
She's this really disconcerting smile. And that's one of the things that I like the most about the movie is that the people that are smiling, it's like, I was explaining it to McCall earlier, because the director specifically did not want any CGI effects to increase the creepiness of the smiles, because he wanted it to be real. He wanted the smiles to be real, genuine smiles of a predator that knows it's stalking its prey. Like, and so it's like, even though they're definitely disconcerting, they're definitely creepy, but some people, it's like they might not be as creepy as they could if they had been enhanced with some CGI.
Yeah.
But I think it's to the benefit, because if you had increased it with CGI, I would have been like, well, this is just fake now.
Yeah, that's a fake face.
Where it's like, ooh, that's a scary thing, because that face looks like a face that I would not want to see.
People can make that face.
Yes, people can make that face, and I would not want to see that face in a dark hallway.
So she proceeds to smile and then take a piece of broken glass and cut
it's a pot. It's pottery.
A broken pot.
Ceramic.
And she cuts her throat and then bleeds out.
Well, in a very unique shape, too, because she starts at, like, the top of, like, right below her ear and, like, cuts, like, all the way around in a very familiar smile thing. Smiles are, of course, the name of the movie being Smile. Smiles are a constant thing throughout.
So she cuts her throat and Rose is like, get someone and get the doctor. And then...
Just like that, too?
Just like that. It really took me out of the movie.
Get a doctor!
Get a doctor!
We need some... She was suddenly in like a 1930s like gangster movie. Like, we need a doctor!
Yes. But I thought she was gonna cut a smile into her face like Joker style. And I'm like, that's a Joker thing. And then she cut her throat, and I was like, oh, that's better.
There we go.
And then they show her in the morgue with the white sheet over her.
And the blood.
And it looks like a smile. And I was like, oh, that's really good cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated that.
This movie had a lot of really good, I think, cinematography throughout.
They did that thing that I don't like in movies that happened in Midsummer, too, where they're showing, like, a car going down a long road, and it's, like, scenic. But then they, like, flip the screen so it's upside down, and I don't know if it's because I'm an old woman, but I'm like, oh man, I'm sick now.
Yeah, there were a couple moments where I was like, oh,
I'm on a Ferris wheel.
I was like, if I had watched that in the theaters, I would have been like, whoa.
Yeah, I would have barfed.
Whoa.
That happened in Midsummer. I was like, I'm actually gonna need to lie down.
Girl, yeah. And well, the thing with the one Midsummer is that was prolonged.
And I already felt icked out.
Also, another piece of fact. Another
piece of fact for you.
Another fun fact. This movie was originally titled "Something's Wrong with Rose."
Ooh, I like that.
And then they changed it to Smile. Basically, it kind of just goes on where like suddenly Rose starts seeing smiling
Spookums
entities. She starts seeing Laura in several instances with a creepy smile. She also does see a couple, like in there's one scene where it's like you see a figure in the dark.
Yeah.
And silhouette, that's actually, if you look carefully, it is her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And it's her mom's voice, like her mom's voice is like whispering like, Rose.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's creepy. So like, yeah, it kind of like, and it starts ramping up and it starts to take a toll on Rose's mental health.
Yeah, she starts to see things that like aren't happening. Like she's still trying to work because she overworks herself. And she sees a patient smiling, doing that creepy thing. And she's trying to like talk to him like a doctor. And he's not answering her. And then he starts freaking out and screaming at her. And she like gets the, I don't know what they're called, orderlies in. Yeah. And they like tackle this dude. And
I felt so bad for him. Like
he was just sitting there.
Because it was the entity. Like,
it was making her think stuff. And then she gets in trouble at work. And they're like, you can't work for a bit.
They're like, you need to like take a break.
I mean, she also did see a patient kill themselves in front of her.
Like they probably should have like let her have I would say a week is even, I think, too short of a time. I'm like, I'm sorry, if somebody committed suicide in front of
anyone,
a therapist, anyone,
but a therapist,
brutally,
for sure.
brutally, like she did, I think at least a month to maybe like.
You'd like to think that the therapist would understand to the other therapist and be like, you're gonna need some time.
Okay.
Sorry, I know.
You can't throw it for her anymore if she's gonna bark.
I'm sorry, Stella. I can't throw it anymore. I love you though. Oh, also, the policemen's that come after Laura kills herself.
She fucked one of them.
She definitely fucked one of them. And they're, like, weird. He's
Joel?
like, yeah, she's trying to be nice. He's trying to be nice to her, and she's like,
She's weirdly dismissive of him.
yeah, I'm like, okay, bitch.
We don't really get too much about what their relationship was. Like, we definitely get that they were in a relationship. They probably have had cunnilingus.
Oh, why would you go there?
Maybe analingus.
Okay, all right.
Anyway.
Joel looks like he wants that.
Joel looks like he'd go muff diving in Annie DeFranco Lake.
And we meet her fiance, A-Train.
A-Train.
I don't know his name in the movie, so we're calling him A-Train.
It's Trevor.
Damn it. Trevor is cool in the beginning.
He's cool, but it's clear that Rose's mental decline has an effect on him.
He does not react in the way that he should.
A supportive fiance would.
There is no support.
Yeah, there's no support. To point of fact, there is none.
But in the beginning, they like have dinner with her sister, who's like a bitch.
Oh yeah, her sister's a bitch. Also, the fact that her mother named them Rose and Holly.
Oh, fuck that.
Do they have another brother named Ficus or something? Like, I don't know.
That'd be fucking great. I'd want to party with Ficus.
And Fig.
And Fig. But, yeah, so, like, he's nice in the beginning when they talk to her horrible sister, who's like, you have to come to little Johnny's birthday party.
Yeah, her fucking kid's birthday party.
And she's
he
like...
likes those electric trains.
She's like, I have to work. And her sister's like, fuck it. And she's like, I'm a doctor. And
what are you? A slam piece?
She's a slam piece, yes.
Like a slam piece housewife? Like...
So yeah, Rose now has this super
Not
cool...
talking down to housewives before the comments start.
Yes, all of our comments.
Yeah.
So now Rose is on the super cool mandatory suspension.
Yep.
And just chilling, just, you know, really diving deep into that mental illness. She goes to see her
therapist. Her former therapist.
Dr. Northcott.
Yes.
Who looks like a lady that we think we know.
She looks like... Oh, you know who she looks like?
I can see it in my mind.
No, you know who she looks like? She looks like the actress from Insidious, who is like the psychic medium.
Oh, I love that bitch.
It's not her, but she looks like her.
Okay, I can see that. It's in the cheeks.
It is. It's the cheekbones and like her eyes. She has very similar eyes.
Yes, and I love her. But yeah, I like it. Sounds like she went to Dr. Northcott because she was dealing with that awesome trauma from her childhood.
And of course, basically nobody believes her about this thing.
She's seeing stuff. And she's also like, it's not a big deal. I just need some pills about it.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, she tries to get pills from Dr. Northcott.
Who's like, nah. You've never accepted your previous trauma, so I'm just not going to give you pills about it.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a mental health professional, but I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know how it works. But
it could also be because Dr. Madeline Northcott is a mental health professional, that does not mean that she is authorized to prescribe medication. Because just because you're a therapist, and even you could even have your PsyD, you could have your doctorate, and you could be all those things. But if you have not taken the courses in actually getting
prescriptions,
like license for like nursing, being able to prescribe prescriptions, you can't do that.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming that she could.
Must be, because the way that she came to her for that.
Yeah, I feel like she probably did.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like,
she's probably on stuff before.
But in real life, just because you have a therapist does not mean that they can give you pills.
So
heads up.
Don't hit up your therapist for some pills.
For some Xanax or something.
For some Xannies.
For a Xanny bar.
Sometimes I get nervous on airplanes.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah, that's the kind of lowbrow shit I'm into.
Sometimes before I go to the gym, I go into the bathroom, I lay out a little Xanny bar on the toilet seat, I take a $100 bill, and Ben Franklin looks at me condescendingly, and I take a rip of that white lightning, and then I go and I bench press the people who are bench pressing.
What? First of all, was that just you? Was that just stream of consciousness right now?
No.
Okay.
That was something.
There we go.
Well, it was like partial stream of consciousness, partially ripping off something somebody else has already said.
Why the toilet seat?
Because it was funny.
Okay.
Because humor. Sorry if it wasn't funny enough for you.
Because fuck you, that's why. What? Xanax makes you tired, doesn't it?
Maybe.
If
it's like you take an Ambien and you push past the sleepiness, and then you're flying with the Eagles, baby.
I guess I would want to do cocaine before I worked out, because then I feel like I'd really go for maybe like 10 minutes,
Spoiler alert,
and then I'd fall
don't.
asleep. You don't go?
Yo.
You don't go fast?
No.
I just want to go
You
fast.
don't go Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can I take speed?
Oh, well,
Will that make me fast?
I don't know, maybe.
I think it would make me thin. I think that people
You're
took
like
speed.
crack horse.
Yeah, I think people took speed in the 90s to get thin.
I think they did.
That and fen-fen.
Fen-fen.
Fen-fen kills people, Mom.
What was that again?
That's from Scrubs. So anyway, Rose is not good.
No, Rose is doing real bad. Something's wrong with Rose.
Something's wrong. Also, her cat went missing.
Her cat Mustache, who's played by Star the Cat.
Star the cat.
And actually, the scene where Star the Cat, aka Mustache, comes up to her is the very first scene that they filmed in the movie.
Aw. That fucking cat walked up to her and I'm like, you're not gonna survive this.
I want to see how this one ends. Oh, Rudy, you're not gonna live to see it.
I was so upset. I'm sorry, Stella. I can't throw it.
I would say it's
killing me.
It's a pretty safe bet.
The cat's
If there is a pet in a movie,
yeah,
they're probably not gonna make it.
Unless it's
Amityville Horror.
Oh shit.
The original.
Oh, okay.
Not the remake with Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds kills the dog in that one.
I don't like that.
Ryan Reynolds,
why would you do that?
When in the original, the dad goes back in to save the dog.
Yeah. I like
his
that.
whole family's in the car, but he goes in to save the dog.
That's some boss bitch behavior. I
Yes.
love that. Okay, that's the only one I can think of then, because usually the animal dies.
Yeah,
I don't
Conjuring,
like that.
animal dies.
Die, Sadie.
Sadie.
Halloween.
Buzz lives in
E-Buzz.
E-Buzz lives in Poltergeist.
I fucking love E-Buzz.
But yeah, no, in Halloween the German Shepherd dies.
Yeah.
And it was just trying to protect them.
It was. But anyway,
Sorry, we're getting into the
Mustache is gone.
Mustache has disappeared.
And so since Rose has some time to kill, she goes to little Johnny's stupid birthday party, which
His name's Jackson, by the way.
I don't give a shit. If I was in the middle of a psychotic break, I wouldn't go to your kid's birthday party.
I would probably be like, hey, I know you're having a hard time because someone brutally killed themselves in front of you. Maybe take some time to yourself.
Her sister did not feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, her sister's a piece of shit.
She sucks. But she, like, gets this stupid model train for this stupid little boy. And she, like...
It's just the train, too.
Yeah,
like it's just, like, the head of the train. It's not, like, the rest... Like, it's not... There's no cars. There's no caboose. It's just the fucking train.
She's not rich. Like...
She's not rich, Bob. Well, yeah, in like, the place that she's working... Because it's very... I feel like it's very, like, she's not doing this to get money.
Her sister already even did a whole thing about it. Like, you should work somewhere else where they charge
Get a
more
private practice or something.
because I'm a horrible bitch.
I'm a horrible bitch who just is concerned with money.
Yes.
And who abandoned you to be left with our abusive mother.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know why she goes to this thing. But she goes to this stupid thing.
She should not have gone.
And, like, they say, let's open the presents. And just that, like, oh no. I know where Mustache is.
I know where he is.
I know what having a mustache. And they're like, we're gonna open roses. And they have little stupid Jimmy opening the goddamn present. And
Jackson.
I don't care. And he opens it. And that scene in Nightmare Before Christmas, when the little boy opens his present, they say, what did Santa get you? And he opens up a severed head. This little boy just opens up Mustache.
This dead cat. That is one thing I don't understand, though, about this movie, is what killed the cat? I mean, clearly the entity did.
Yeah.
But, like, when?
Whenever, man. Like, it's a demon. What do you want from it?
Well, because everyone's like, oh, well, you did it, Rose. You killed your own cat. And it's like, okay, but when did this thing sneak into her house and ice the cat?
It's magic. I don't
have to explain shit.
I don't have to explain shit.
The nightmare the creature had her in a fugue dissociative state, because during that period when she probably did kill him, that was during the period where she was freaking out about the alarm system going off. And
that's right.
The window. So
the alarm system.
Probably. My best theory is that
Charlie, if you didn't hear it, audience, said that she probably was in a fugue state because she thought someone broke into her house at one point. She flipped her lid and she probably killed the cat and then put him in the box. But also,
what's in the box?
More importantly, where'd the train go? Just a loose train around this house?
You got any loose?
You got any loose milk? A-Train like picks it up and he's like, this feels familiar to me.
Why is this train in the cat's dinner?
Why? Yeah.
His dish.
But everybody freaks out at this birthday party like they've never seen a dead cat before.
Except for one little bitch who's smiling at her.
Yeah, and she's like, it's you! And everyone's like, what?
Stone it! And then she falls back. Like, when she fell back into the glass table, I was like, oh, I could feel that one. I was like, oh my God.
I laughed. I'm really sorry. She did a great job. I think she's a good actress. But she started to cry, and I laughed like a horrible psycho.
Charlie's shaking his head at you.
I was like, it just sounded kind of funny, and she has the dead cat, and I was like...
Yeah, it was hilarious how she's cradling the dead cat because this entity has been controlling her life. God, you horrible
I am
bitch.
A bad person. But yeah, so... I mean, Little Johnny had a really bad birthday. Like, maybe
Jackson.
top 2 bad birthdays.
Okay. Yeah. And there's like a scene where it's like it's later in the movie, but there's like a scene where he's like looking out the window at her. He's like clearly traumatized by her.
I was like, suck it up. You shitty kid.
You're what, 5? You'll forget about this.
Little Benny, you won't remember. Don't worry.
Little Balthus.
Little Balthazar.
Balthazar. Bartimaeus.
But, yeah.
You named your child Bart, but it was short for Bartimaeus.
I would hate that. I hate the name Bart.
Because it just makes you think of The Simpsons.
Well, it just makes you think of The Simpsons. And even when we watched The Simpsons, I was like, I hate the name Bart. I don't know why.
Was it short for...
Bartholomew?
Bartholomew. Bartimaeus.
Bartimaeus. Bartol. I'm going to Bartell you what I Bertold him. I don't know. Bertoli. But, yeah, so Rose comes home from the birthday party, obviously shaken. Oh, wait, no, she has to go to the stupid hospital because she opened up her wrist because she found the dumb glass table. Like an idiot.
Like an idiot, Jesus Christ.
I would have handled this way better.
I was say, clearly you think you would have handled this whole situation with much more grace and poise.
Yeah, I would have done a pirouette with that dead cat and been like, thank you.
Thank you, it's a puppet. You would have stuck your hand up the cat's anus and been like,
hey, little Jimmy.
And he's like, my name's Jackson. I'm a puppet.
I'm mustache. But yeah, so A-Train goes and picks her up or whatever and is
and basically like
so why are you a psycho?
Pulls like an intervention on her.
Yeah, he's like not cool.
He does, yeah, Rose does tell him about what she like, specifically she starts talking about the entity.
She really spills her guts right away.
And Trevor's like, oops, well.
I maybe don't want to marry you anymore. Also, the way he was talking to her beforehand, I don't think I would have told him about the rest of it.
No.
He was already upset about the dead cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not helpful. He also gets her therapist involved.
Miss Norcott.
And she basically tells both of them to go die, and it was pretty cool.
It was the way that because while this creature is making her like go through all this trauma, it's also making her rise above. Like it helps her call out her shitty boyfriend for being a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, he sucks.
It helps her call out her sister for being a shitty person who left her and didn't know what it was like. It let her stand up to like
those two.
Yeah, those two are pretty much like
those are the big ones.
It made her realize that the person who really was supporting her is Joel.
Yeah, basically, she doesn't get help from her fiance like she's supposed to, and goes to Joel, who is the cop that she definitely fucked. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll help you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you're gonna have someone help you, I'd rather have the cop do it.
Also, the fact that this cop had a laptop with all the database of every crime that's ever apparently happened.
That's normal.
I don't know how normal that is. No!
The
Pause
home
it.
phone.
Oh, sorry, the home phone.
We have a home
Oh my
phone.
god.
Okay.
All right, it's back on.
Also, I think we forgot. She found...
So she basically found out that...
Well, before she finds Joel, she finds the guy that killed himself in front of Laura. She finds his wife and talks to her. And
no, I think she finds Joel first because she has to know what his wife's name is.
Well, doesn't she? I don't know. She finds it. She goes and talks to his wife, who is Carla from Scrubs, bringing Scrubs back.
Really?
You didn't know?
Oh my god! I thought I recognized her.
It's Carla from Scrubs.
Oh my god.
And she's like, yeah. All of a sudden, he started freaking out, like you seem to be right now, woman.
Because he watched someone kill themselves.
He watched someone else kill themselves, and then he started drawing crazy shit. And that was cool. I like seeing his creepy
His drawings
art
were
room.
fucking crazy.
If my husband started drawing that out of nowhere, I would call the police immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, lock him away. Get him away from me.
You hear that, Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan, back off.
Don't start.
Don't you get into art.
Don't you start going crazy.
Don't get creative on me.
Jesus.
But, yeah, so... And Carla basically is like, I think you're not who you said you are, and please leave my house.
Because Rose starts being like, he wasn't crazy. It's happening to me. And she's like, are you a fucking, like...
Nutso?
Well, no, she's like, are you trying to, like, make fun of me?
Yeah.
Like, are you, are you some horror freak that just wants to get your jollies from...
She maybe has the reaction most people would have.
I think that she has a very fair reaction in that moment.
Yeah. But yeah, so she gets told to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then Joel helps her some more. They
find the one person that
doesn't kill themselves.
That does not kill us.
So like,
yes. So
someone killed themselves, someone watched, someone killed them, someone watched, and then that person who watched killed someone else
in front of somebody else.
And then the person that witnessed that murder then started the cycle over and started killing themselves. Someone watched, someone, and then here we are.
So she eventually goes and talks to this guy.
With her police connects.
Yep. And he is basically like, yo, it's like, you got to kill somebody brutally in front of somebody to be able to pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's like, either you live or you live in jail for the rest of your life.
Yeah. You're a murderer.
Or you kill yourself in front of somebody and start the cycle anew.
Yeah. So either you're scarring someone one way or the t'other. Also, you could put on a mask, brutally kill someone in front of someone else so they watch it, and then maybe you get away with it.
That's fair.
That's cool. Maybe that would be what I would do.
That's cool.
Maybe.
That's cool.
Maybe.
You're changing your mind about how you deal with this.
I was watching this and I'm like, oh, just kill yourself in private. Like any God-fearing American. And Brendan was like, hey, maybe we don't jump to that solution. And so now I'm thinking I murder someone, but like the perfect murder. So I'll start planning
and maybe
that.
Someone who like deserves it.
Yeah, like I'd have to be like Dexter style crazy in front of someone, but then they don't know me. It's got to be hard to pull off. But you've got,
and you only have a week to do it.
Yeah, apparently also everyone has only lasted like
a week
to maybe 4 days. And Rose is getting to the end of that. And Joel is like, I'll help you. He's just along for the ride.
So we do have a moment where Madeline comes to visit Rose and kind of
the doctor, the
therapist. She comes to talk to Rose about the situation, about what's going on, and slowly it becomes apparent that this is the entity talking to her. And I'll tell you what, when she realizes it and then the doctor starts smiling, that scared the shit out of me. That scared you? That scared the shit out of me. Even though I knew it was coming, I was like, oh no. And of course the voice was like, you're running out of time, basically.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
You're all gonna die up there.
And basically she has like a moment where she's like, all right, I'm gonna kill someone. So jumping back to the guy at the beginning of the movie who was like one of the inpatients, she's like, all right.
She got like tackled.
She's like, all right, I'm gonna kill him now.
I guess I'll kill that guy.
I got him tackled and now I'm gonna kill him. So she goes in with a knife and her doctor friend is like, no. But then the doctor rips off his face, and it's clear that as she is progressing throughout this cycle, the hallucinations are becoming more and more vivid.
Yes.
Because after like she does this thing where she stabs this guy, it turns out it didn't happen, and she's back in her car.
She's also basically not sleeping because she's being tormented all the time.
Yep.
So she looks like shit.
Mm-hmm. Warmed over.
Every time they do a new scene with her, I'm like, whoa, she got worse. Damn.
And eventually, like, she kind of realizes that what she's got to do is kind of what you've already said, where it's like, she has to die alone.
Yeah. She's not going to spread this thing.
Because she's hoping that she can stop it. So she drives out to her childhood home, which was mentioned way earlier in the film about how, like, why don't you just sell this shitty property? And I'm like, why didn't you? Other than for this plot device. Like,
the trauma, I don't know. She wanted to keep that.
But anyway, so she drives out to this shitty little house that's literally in the bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
And she eventually has, like, her confrontation with this entity. It takes, like, the form of her mother. We learn that Rose actually walked in on her mother committing suicide, and her mother was like, call help.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, call help. But her mother was an abusive person, and so she decided no.
As an 11-year-old.
Yeah, and she let her mother die.
Yes.
So that's her trauma, which is actually something that I read that I think is interesting, that it's like this, it almost seems like this creature targets people who have already witnessed people dying.
Yeah, because Laura in the beginning, when she was freaking out, said she saw her grandpa die or
grandpa
uncle?
die. The Gabriel, the guy who died before
his brother died.
Yeah, and I think like so it's like this creature targets people with past trauma.
Yes.
So eventually, this creature taking the form of her mother kind of turns into this like lanky, crazy looking creature.
Another long, tall Sally.
Yep, and it starts to like attack her. But she manages to like overpower it, and she lights it on fire and burns it down.
Yeah, she burns the house down. It's a very nice feeling.
Mm-hmm. And then she goes back to Joel. And
she's like, "It's over. I did it."
And she's like,
"Now we can be together."
Well, she was like, "Can I stay with you for a while?" She's like, "Yeah, you can stay with me. I'll be with you forever." And then he looks at her and starts smiling. And it turns out it's another hallucination. She's back at the house, at her childhood house.
Yep.
And the creature's still there. Joel is outside. He's managed to trace her to the house.
Joel figured it out. God damn it, Joel.
Yep. And the creature finally rips off and reveals its true form as this crazy looking creature. And like the director really wanted to focus on practical effects. So this thing's really creepy looking. It looks like an amalgamation of all of it's very The Thing. Ooh.
Whoa.
It's very The Thing, where it's like, it's kind of an amalgamation of all the
mouths.
People that he's taken over.
Yeah.
And it unfortunately does manage to paralyze her and enter her through her mouth. And Joel manages to break down the door right as she turns around and smiles at him. And then she lights herself on fire and passes the curse on to Joel. And then Lollipop plays, and that's the end of the movie.
I love that song, too.
It's a great song. And
really takes you out of it.
Well, and fun fact, they never have formally named the creature, but it has gotten leaked that one of the nicknames for the creature on set was Lollipop. And so, for all intents and purposes, the creature's name is Lollipop.
Lollipop.
Which is why they played that song at the very end.
Which I like that.
But yeah, it was really good. Another kind of fun fact about this movie is that they actually did a couple different PR stunts to drum up business. One of the most notable ones is during NBA baseball.
Oh.
During
I know what NBA is.
They had like a bunch of people sit behind home plate and smile at the camera.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then they also had a couple people do it at the Today Show.
Ooh.
So like there were a lot of like smiling kind of moments.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, but that was kind of cool. But overall, I actually very enjoyed this movie.
I thought it was good.
It's free on Amazon.
It is free on Amazon.
Definitely,
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime Video, I definitely recommend this one. It was entertaining.
I personally, and Logan agrees with me, and Charlie agrees with me, so I'm right, wanted her to win.
I wanted her to win too.
I wanted her to hit the thing, light the house on fire, walk away, and just be like, hey, guess what?
Well, it's because the theme of it so far, like throughout the entire movie, is trauma. And trying to overcome trauma, and the way that the movie ended was very like, you can't.
You can't.
And that's not right.
That's not correct.
You can. And with help and a proper support system.
Practice.
You can overcome.
And...
Which is why we did also want to include...
Oh, shit, yeah. Wait, you just know the number because it's 3 numbers.
Yes, 3 numbers. It's like, we did want to include the crisis line. It is 988. You're never alone. If you ever feel like you're low or anything like that.
Pizza Hut delivery is on its way.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's like, please.
988.
Yeah, 988.
That's
if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody, please.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Because I think it should have ended with her.
I almost, like, we talked about it. We wanted her to, like, Babadook it.
I wanted her to think that she killed it and then realize, like, she could still see people smiling. Maybe, like, that still follows her.
But
maybe
realize it being like, fuck you.
Like, you live in my head, bitch.
Yeah.
You're
trapped in here with me.
You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah. Go full Rorschach.
Yeah, honestly, that energy is what I strive for in my daily life.
Because it was very that. Like, she eventually was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And, like, burned it up. And I was really hoping.
That's all I want.
Like, and I get that horror movies don't always end positively.
They don't, because people die.
Yep. But I was really hoping that this one would have a little more of a positive energy.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
But it didn't. Not for Joel.
Yeah.
Because that's a bummer.
So, I mean, it's a good movie. I'm not sitting here dunking on it or anything like that.
It didn't end the way I wanted it, but I'm one person.
I think it would have ended... I think it would have had a better ending if she did... Maybe not beat it, but like you said, like have like it there, but like have it where she can deal with it.
I can live with it. Stella wants me to play with her so bad.
Mm-hmm.
She is losing it.
She is pouting so fiercely.
So sad. But yeah, I 10 out of 10. No, that's too high.
That's too high.
Way too high. 8 out of 10.
I would say out of 5 stars, I'd give it maybe like a 3.5. Maybe.
Wow, 3. That's low.
Really? I think 3.5 is pretty. 3.54.
I'd give it a 4. 3.5 is like C plus.
And that's like if you're not in the United States, that's pretty average.
Okay, that's fair. I would give it a B in the United States. So.
In the United States, I'd give it a B.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it'd be like an A.
Okay.
Because like, I'm sorry, if you're I've heard in other countries, if you have a test of like 100 questions and you miss 30 of those questions and 70, that's a C in the United States. That's an A pretty much everywhere else.
That's weird. I don't get it. That's okay. I don't understand a lot of things. Let's be honest.
I think it's a remnant of like the Cold War. Because it's like they wanted American students to be pushed so far that they could actually like, they could surpass other superpowers.
Okay.
And so they were really trying to push that. And it's like a remnant of that age where they really wanted that. Where it's like other countries realized it's like, hey, we're not going to do anything if our students want to kill themselves because of school.
Crisis line.
Whereas right now in the American system, it's like they don't care.
Yeah.
School system shit. Anyway.
But Yeah, well, I think you should watch it.
Yes, definitely recommend.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Because you can message us on our 2 different emails. We have the Living Vicary... Okay, oh my God. livingscarypodcast@gmail.com and livingvicariously@gmail.com. You can email either one, and I will respond to you within 10 business days.
She's not, full disclosure, folks, she's not great at it, and she's also lost the login for both of those, so I have no access to either one.
So it's up to me.
Yeah. You're trapped in here with her.
Yeah. But please message me. I'll respond. I will. Yeah, I'll get there.
Send us any murders you'd like us to cover, movies you'd like us to watch, your own sibling stories. We are going to forego a sibling story this time. We don't have one prepared.
So you should send yours because that'd be fun.
Indeed, and don't forget to check out.
Oh God, okay.
I was looking at you, but don't forget to check out Bandcamp.
Oh yeah, Bandcamp.
They're a super fun podcast. Check them out if you enjoy comedy and talking about books and literature.
And thanks for...
Oh yeah, we're also on Facebook and whatever.
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Tumblr. Our Tumblr's really funny. I think it's funny, at least. Our Facebook...
I thought it was a nice touch.
Our Facebook exists.
It is, it's
there.
It's there.
But our Twitter's off the charts.
Off the what now?
Charts? Are you not cool? Are you not
with the kids?
Hippity dippity? Sorry, I have to stop. I didn't drink it all this one either. This is just me.
No, this is just her being weird.
This is just, I can't talk anymore.
It's okay.
My throat hurts.
My throat does too a little bit.
I think I yell when we podcast.
I think you scream.
I think I yell a lot.
But thank you so much.
But anyway.
Thanks for listening. Check out Bandcamp. And, boo. That was terrible. Fuck.
You weren't in it.